জাগো তুমি জাগো, জাগো দুর্গা, জাগো দশ প্রহরণধারিণী, অভয়া শক্তি বড় প্রধারিণী তুমি জাগো।
জাগো তুমি জাগো, জাগো দুর্গা, জাগো দশ প্রহরণধারিণী, অভয় শক্তি বলো প্রধারিণী তুমি জাগো।
জাগো
তুমি জাগো,
তুমি জাগো, তুমি জাগো।
I invite you to awaken your senses and listen to the story of Tulsi that I'm about to tell you. Tulsi, the courtyard goddess. Tulsi, the holy basil. Tulsi, the matchless one, as she is called. It is said that Tulsi is the threshold, the portal, the gateway between heaven and earth. It's also said Brahma, the creator, resides in her branches, and the gods and the deities live in her stems and leaves, and the river Ganga flows through her roots, and the tip of the Tulsi leaf is said to contain the holy Hindu scriptures, the Vedas. Tulsi, the holy basil. Tulsi, the courtyard goddess. Now, when this story started, it was in the beginning of time when the world was brand spanking new. All the gods lived on one side and all the demons on the other side. And then there was Jalandhara. Let me tell you about Jalandhara. Jalandhara was created from a spark that flew out of Shiva's third eye and landed in the ocean. And Brahma, the creator, gave form to this child. And he named the child Jalandhara because the little baby tugged at Brahma's beard and it brought tears to Brahma's eyes. So Jalandhara means one who can bring tears or born out of water. Now Brahma also gave the baby many boons. And one of them was he will grow to be a powerful, strong demon and also become invincible once he got married. His wife's chastity and fidelity would act as an armor shield and protect Jalandhara. Jalandhara grew up to be a young, strapping, handsome demon who was ambitious. He wanted to rule over the demon world, and he was so powerful that soon he defeated all the demons and emerged the king of the demon world, the Asura kingdom. And he fell in love with Vrinda, the beautiful demon princess, daughter of Kalnemi, another powerful demon, who was actually the uncle of the 10-headed Ravana. That's another story. And Vrinda was not only was she beautiful, she was blessed with immense yogic powers. She was a great devotee of Vishnu. And she was known for her devotion, her piety, and she epitomized virtue. And Vrinda too was impressed with Jalandhara's valor and strength. And the marriage was solemnized by Shukracharya, the guru of all the asuras. It was destiny. And no sooner had Jalandhara married Vrinda, his strength multiplied manifold. He became invincible. Remember Brahma's boon to Jalandhara. Now Jalandhara became even more arrogant, proud, and wanted to wage war against the gods. So he set his sight on the kingdom of gods. Now when Indra, the king of gods, heard about Jalandhara's strength, he wanted to befriend him. But Jalandhara never liked the gods. He wanted to wage war with the gods. And when Indra knew about it, he immediately called his council of gods, Agni, Vayu, Varuna, the river goddesses Ganga and Yamuna, and they all conferred. And they decided to seek the advice of Shiva, the Almighty. So they all trooped in to meet Shiva in Kailash. And Shiva said, sorry, my hands are tied. But he directed them towards Vishnu. And he said, he is your protector. He will find a way to help you out. So all the gods went to Vishnu and they put forth their problem to him. And Vishnu understood and he sympathized. But what to do? Vrinda was his devotee. He couldn't be unjust. But he knew he had to trick her if Jalandhara had to be defeated in the war. So he told the gods to go and wage the war, and he said he will find a solution. So as the gods left, Vishnu knew that he had to trick his devotee. He disguised himself as Jalandhara and visited Vrinda. Vrinda opened the door and she saw her husband standing at the doorstep. She knew Jalandhara was at war, but she didn't question her husband. She received him as a wife would. She brought rose water to wash his feet. No sooner had she touched his feet, the chastity armor crumbled and fell down. And in the battlefield, Jalandhara, too, remember the armor plate that made him the lean, mean, killing demon, too crumbled. And Jalandhara became a victim and he was done to death by the gods. When the Asuras saw their leader fallen down, they thought something must have happened and they thought that Vrinda had been unchaste or she had been not so virtuous. So they drove her out of the kingdom, called her names and drove her out of the demon kingdom. Now Vrinda, she was heartbroken at her husband's death, devastated at Vishnu's duplicity, the trick that he had played on her, forlorn, sad. She took herself to the abode of Vishnu and stood on his courtyard and called out to him and she said, Vishnu, why this treachery? Why this duplicity? Why this injustice? What did I ever do to you? But Vishnu remained silent and mute. He knew he had wronged her. And the anger in her arose. She was incensed. The righteous anger in her arose and she exploded and she cursed Vishnu. And she said, may you turn into a heartless stone and may you be separated from your wife. And that's exactly what happened. Vishnu turned into the Shaligram fossil that can be found on the banks of the river Gandaka. I think Gandaki. And she was about to, finish herself or take her own life when the gods immediately turned her into the Tulsi plant, and Vrinda grew roots in Vishnu's courtyard. And Vishnu and Shiva deemed that no prayer to Vishnu would ever be complete without offering a sprig of the Tulsi leaf. So in death, Vrinda got her due. She was vindicated. She became revered as the courtyard goddess, the holy Basil, the matchless one. And today, Tulsi is worshipped in every household. Tulsi is a medicinal plant. There are many curative powers of Tulsi, but above all, the courtyard goddess. I know the young women of today can argue about the chastity and the fidelity, which is a cornerstone of every household. But that's another story. So I finish my story with this shlokam to Tulsi that I learnt as a young woman. My grandmother taught me to get a good husband.
कात्यायनी महामाये महायोगी नदीश्वरी नंद गोपसुतं देवी पतिं मे कुरुते नमः।